question about the governor. Governor McDonnell has been able to maintain a fairly moderate image, at least nationally, and many of us feel that he should be thanking Senator Saslaw for that in large part, because the Senate was a great place to receive and take no action on a number of crazy things that came out of the House of Delegates. He doesn't have that backstop anymore with the Republicans potentially in control of the Senate. If these types of measures that have been coming out of the House of Delegates on guns and social issues hit his desk, how do you think he will deal with them?
You know, one of the great advantages of divided government is that it protects, both parties from their worst excesses. There are Republican members of the House who have, flat out said that they voted for bills that, were potentially difficult, possibly embarrassing, knowing that they were at least getting themselves on record. They were in a position to send a message to core constituencies, but confident that the Senate would see to it that the bills didn't see the light of day. I think you've put your finger on something, and that is, how far is the governor prepared to go to essentially protect his party from itself? And there will be some touchy issues. I think one handgun a month, the governor is clearly paving the way for that. He said he's not going to push for it, he's not going to introduce it, but there have been sufficient changes in Virginia law that it's no longer necessary. Translated, send me a bill, I'll probably sign it. And I suspect that a bill like that will show up in his office. And it's going to show up not just because Republicans support him. Remember, there are pro-gun Democrats, Philip Puckett, Cree Dees. And I think that's an important reminder that a lot of legislative issues are still largely regional and to some degree cultural in nature, and that these strict party line votes don't necessarily apply. Personhood, the governor makes no apologies for his personal and faith-based opposition to abortion. I haven't discussed this with him or any of his people, but I wonder if at least there would be a debate, not unlike the debate that took place in Mississippi, under which even the most vociferous opponents of abortion opposed it because of gray, murky, difficult to interpret provisions of the law. Maybe that gives the governor an out on something like that. And personhood is another one of those issues that could end up before the governor on a bipartisan vote. Chuck Colgan is strictly anti-abortion. Philip Puckett also. So again, look beyond the partisan template in terms of settling these issues. One of the problems, of course, that the governor is going to have, if fate does not shine on him, is after the General Assembly leaves, finishes up in earnest in the spring, he is very much on the downward trajectory. The descent into lame duckdom accelerates.